Hello everyone. In this video series we are learning about costing methods, different techniques of costing. And in this video we are learning service costing. Meaning goes like this. It is a process of identifying and measuring the cost of service provided. It is to determine the cost of service provided. CIMA, which is an international institution that defines cost accounting for services or functions, and therefore it is also called operating costing. Right? So it is a process of identifying and measuring the cost of service provided. For goods, if we manufacture something, then we have different cost centers. Like process costing is one cost center, and where we can determine the cost of that process. That way, here we are understanding what is the service cost of service provided. Right? So it can be used in all service oriented industries like hotels, like transportation, like electricity, hospitals, education centers. First, understand simple and compound cost unit. Understand this. For transport, simple cost unit can be kilometer. We measure the distance in the kilometers or miles. That way, compound cost unit will be for transport per passenger kilometer or per ton kilometers. Okay, for hospitals, per bed or per day can be simple cost unit, and for compound cost unit, you see per bed per day. So there are two units like this. There are two units. We are calculating two units. We are compounding two units here: passengers and kilometers, tons and kilometers. That way. Similarly, for cinema, per seat per show, here per seat per show. Why is it calculated that way? Because we want to understand what is the cost per unit per show, right? So for hotel it is per room simple cost unit, and for compound cost unit it can be per bed per room, or you can say per room per bed day or per night, that way. Now let us understand transport costing. One person riding bike for 50 kilometers. So here comes the person, he is riding for 50 kilometers. So what is the total kilometer traveled? 50 kilometers. Was that easy? Next, two persons riding bike for 50 kilometers. There are two people and they are riding it for 50 kilometers. What happens here is that 50 kilometers by one person and 50 kilometers by another person, and therefore it is 100 kilometers. Hope you are understanding. I will take the pointer, right? So 50 kilometers by one person, 50 kilometers by another person, it is 100 kilometers. Now let us understand this transport costing. One person riding bike for 5 days and 50 kilometers each day. So what is the total kilometers traveled? 50 kilometers into 5 days. Why did I multiply here and why did I uh, add here? Because there were only two people and therefore it was very easy to add. Now in this case, there are 5 days. I need not add 50 kilometers one, 50 kilometers two, second day, 50 kilometers third day. That way, I use simple multiplication formula. So 50 kilometers for 5 days, and how many persons are there? One person. Therefore, total kilometers traveled is 250 kilometers. Now, first understand what is a trip and round trip. There is a city A and city B. The total distance between these two is 10 kilometers. So, this is a trip of 10 kilometers. And what is a round trip? If you go to city B and come back to city A, that will be a round trip. So total distance traveled here will be 20 kilometers, right? That is what is shown here. One trip is equal to 10 kilometers. One round trip means 20 kilometers. How did I get that? Total distance into 2 times, right? So one round trip will be always equal to onward trip plus return journey, or return trip you can say, right? Hope you have understood this. Let us solve this question. Two persons riding bike for 5 days and make one round trip of 100 kilometers each day. Please understand the question. One round trip of 100 kilometers means one round trip of 100 kilometers means what should be the distance? 50 kilometers, right? So that is where is shown here total kilometers traveled How many bikes are there? One bike, right? So distance is 50 kilometers into two trips. That is 100 kilometers. One round trip means we are dividing into two, right? Please understand the question properly, and therefore we are dividing it by two. Sometimes what they say is the total distance is 100 kilometers. Total distance is 100 kilometers, and then bike takes or bus takes two different round trips. So 100 into 2 it will become, right? So in this case it is 50 kilometers into 2 for 5 days, for 5 days. So therefore it will be 500 kilometers. Now that is simple cost unit. This is compound cost unit. Total passenger kilometers to be calculated. How do you calculate this? Total kilometers you consider that, and how many people are traveling? Two persons are traveling. Therefore it is 1000 passenger kilometer PKM. Right? Hope you understood this. Now let us complicate our question. One bus having 50 passengers capacity running full. So 100% it is running. It means there are 50 passengers only. Makes one round trip per day by traveling 100 kilometers. By traveling 100 kilometers. Please understand the question. Bus runs for 10 days. So how its answer should be? First, let us calculate simple cost unit. Total kilometers. How many buses are there? One bus. What is the distance? 100 kilometers. How many trips? One. Bus runs for 10 days. Right? So 100 into 1. Can I write that as 50 into 2? The answer is yes. Right, 15 to 2, that is what I did. So total kilometers traveled is 1000 kilometers. Now compound cost unit, you see this is the formula. Total kilometers into passenger capacity, how many passengers are traveling, right? Actual capacity used. So out of 50 passenger capacity, how many are actually traveling? 100% they are traveling, it means 50 passengers are there, right? So we will calculate this. Total kilometers is 1000 kilometer, which is already calculated. 1000 passenger kilometer. I'm sorry, it is not passenger kilometer, it is just kilometer. Okay, mistake here. And then 50 passengers into 100%. Therefore, it is 50,000 PKM. This is PKM. Okay. Next, one last type of question. Understand there are four buses. Okay, one, two, three, four. Four buses are there. Distance they are traveling 100 kilometers one side. Okay, 100 kilometers one side. So just for onward journey it is 100 kilometers, return journey it is another 100 kilometers. So total trips made by each bus each day is 2. So total trips they are making, right? They, if they are traveling from this point to this point, then we say 100 kilometers going and 100 kilometers coming. So these are two trips that is given here. And then total passenger capacity is 40 passengers. In this bus 40 passengers sit can be seated, right? And then total days bus operates is 30 days in a month. Average passenger capacity is 75% of capacity. What you have to do is that just multiply everything, right? Let us calculate total kilometers first. How many buses are there? 4. Distance 100 kilometers, trips 2, because 100 kilometers going, 100 kilometers coming. Trips 2, and number of days 30 days. That is done here. 4 into 100 into 2 into 30. Total is 24,000 kilometers traveled. Okay, so what should be the passenger kilometer? 24,000 kilometer here. Passenger capacity is 40 passengers, and actual capacity used is 75%. So if I calculate that, I will get 7,20,000 passenger kilometers. Again, there is a mistake here. I'm sorry for that, but this is 24,000 total kilometers, right? 7,20,000 is passenger kilometer. How this is used in decision making for service scouting, let us see that in the next video. But please try to understand, this question is generally asked in almost all universities of India, right? Hope you have understood. Thank you for watching this video.